Today, we're diving into the fascinating topic of how our daily steps are linked to living a longer life. Let's get moving.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So what's the scoop on this new research?
Well, there's this study that shows a strong connection between the number of steps we take each day and our risk of mortality. It
hmm
suggests that the more steps we take, the lower our risk of dying from any cause.
That's interesting. But hasn't it always been known that physical activity is good for us?
Absolutely. But what's unique here is they're using device-based measures, like pedometers and activity trackers,
Right.
instead of relying on self-reported activity levels.
Oh, so they're getting more accurate data?
Exactly. Self-reports can be, unreliable, but devices can objectively record steps and intensity.
Yeah.
And steps are something everyone understands.
True, it's easy to set step goals. So did they find that a certain number of steps is linked to reduced mortality?
Yes, they provided age-specific step targets.
Okay.
For example, getting around 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day can significantly lower mortality risk for adults.
That's doable for most people, but did they look at how fast you're stepping, like intensity?
They did. They analyzed steps per minute to assess intensity. So it's not just about quantity, but quality of steps too.
Got it, but I'm wondering, were there any limitations to the study?
Well, there are a few things to consider. For one, they measured physical activity at a single point in time, usually over a week.
I see.
That might not represent someone's usual activity levels.
Right? Because people's activity can vary over time. Isn't measuring steps over 1 week kind of like judging a book by its cover?
Exactly. It doesn't
Mhm.
give us the full picture of someone's habits throughout the year.
And they use different devices, right?
Yes, different devices worn in various places like the wrist or hip.
Okay.
That can affect how accurately steps are counted.
So the data might not be entirely consistent across participants?
That's right. Different devices and placements can lead to variations. But overall, the study still shows a strong link between steps and mortality.
That's encouraging. But focusing on all-cause mortality, does it overlook effects on specific diseases?
That's a good point. By looking at mortality overall, the impact on individual diseases might get diluted.
Right.
Future studies could focus on specific health outcomes.
I'd be interested in that. Also, did they mention how the data might be influenced by other factors, like diet or socioeconomic status?
They did acknowledge that other factors can play a role.
Mhm.
But the strength of the association suggests that steps are an important factor on their own.
That's significant. Were there any concerns about the sample size or data analysis?
Yes, some of the analyses, especially on stepping intensity, were based on fewer studies. So we should interpret those results carefully.
Makes sense. And did any single study have an outsized influence on the results?
In some cases, one study contributed a large portion of the data.
Okay.
But sensitivity analyses showed that no single study overly affected the outcomes.
That's good to hear. So, overall, increasing daily steps is beneficial?
Definitely. And with
Yeah.
so many people using smartphones and fitness trackers, we have more data than ever to understand these patterns.
That's true, but do you think privacy concerns might limit the use of that data?
Possibly. But if we handle data responsibly and ensure privacy,
Right.
we can use it to improve public health without compromising personal information.
I agree. It's a balancing act. You know, it's amazing how our devices can help us live healthier lives.
It really is. It's like having a personal coach in your pocket,
Yeah.
encouraging you to take those extra steps.
Haha, exactly. So, what's the practical takeaway for our listeners?
Well, the key message is that moving more each day can significantly reduce your risk of death from any cause. Setting achievable step goals is a great place to start.
That sounds manageable. Even adding a few thousand extra steps could make a difference?
Exactly. Even modest increases in physical activity can have health benefits.
Yeah.
It's about making small, sustainable changes.
That's encouraging. But, how about people who can't reach those step counts due to physical limitations?
That's an important consideration. The study focuses on general trends, but individual capabilities vary. Any increase
Right.
in activity, tailored to one's abilities, can be beneficial.
So it's about doing what you can?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about hitting a magic number, but about being more active than you were before.
That's a great message. So we should all try to incorporate more movement into our daily lives?
Absolutely. Whether it's taking the stairs, going for a walk, or even dancing in your living room, every step counts.
I'm inspired to check my step count today.
Me too. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll park a little farther from the store next time.
Haha, every bit helps. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts?
Just that this is an exciting area of research. And as technology advances,
Right.
we'll have even more insights into how to improve our health through everyday actions.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for shedding light on this topic.
My pleasure. Let's keep
Mhm.
taking those steps towards better health.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay active and keep stepping.